Hi, I'm Jacob Hornberger, Libertarian candidate for president. And as you can see, I'm on the road again. And so you get one of my world famous on the road commentaries. And not surprisingly, it's another commentary on the upcoming circus. Oh, the circus is coming to town. 2 weeks. This is really exciting. And of course, I'm referring to the Libertarian Party Trump-Kennedy circus. That's going to be featuring, a two-ring circus at our national convention. I mean, this is really going to be an exciting event when you've got the opponents of our party that are going to be sharing their statist views and telling the party members how they're libertarians and seeking our votes and seeking our donations and seeking our support. This is really weird because remember, we're nominating a candidate who is going to run against these people, okay? That's the objective, to nominate a candidate who's going to run against independents, Republicans, and Democrats and their candidates. But we're inviting, or have invited, the party hierarchy has, two of these opponents, and possibly a third, to come into our camp and address our convention and seek our support. And oh, by the way, it's a two-ring circus so far. You got Trump in one ring and Kennedy in the other ring. The Libertarian Party election has just been shunted aside. It's like a sideshow. And even then, it's even more of a sideshow because the Libertarian Party hierarchy established this fundraising scheme where only the top 5 Libertarian Party presidential candidates get to participate in the Libertarian Party debate. The other 3 are out. So what they're saying is, if you're a good fundraiser for the party, then you qualify to be our nominee. It doesn't matter what your philosophy is, what your principles are, what kind of campaign you want to run. Now, it all turns on how good a fundraiser you are for the party, how much money you're able to generate for the party. Well, at the risk of belaboring the obvious, that is not how Democrats and Republicans and other parties select their presidential candidate. But in any event, that's all a sideshow. Because while 3 of the LP presidential candidates will not be permitted to share their views in this debate, the Republican candidate and the independent candidate, who's really a Democrat at heart, they get to express their views to their heart's content. They don't have to raise any money for the Libertarian Party. They're given free rein because it's a two-ring circus. Well, now a new wrinkle has come out in the circus. So Dave Smith, who's a popular podcaster and he's a comedian and he's a prominent member of the party, got a lot of influence with the party hierarchy. He has now raised his hand on the internet and says, if there's a debate between Kennedy and Trump, because Kennedy's challenged Trump to a debate at our convention, I want to participate in that debate. Can I be the party representative to participate in that debate? Now, the reason this is kind of funny is that Dave's not a candidate for the presidential nomination in the party. He was going to be for 2 years after the Reno Reset Convention in Reno, Nevada, a couple of years ago. He was saying, or a little bit more than 2 years ago, he was saying that he was contemplating, intending, or whatever to be the nominee, and everybody was counting on it. The Mises Caucus had already endorsed him. And then at some point he says, no, I'm not going to make the race. And so they went to their second choice, which was Michael Rechtenwald. And Rechtenwald wasn't even a Libertarian Party member, but he was on the same page as Dave on immigration, which is one of the burning issues of our nation domestically, as everybody knows. It's one of the dividing lines in the Libertarian Party presidential race today. I'm the only candidate in the race calling for open borders. All the rest favor immigration controls, and Dave favors immigration controls, and so does Rechtenwald. In fact, Rechtenwald was actually counseling Republicans when the Mises Caucus asked him to come and join the Libertarian Party and become their nominee. And in large part because of his immigration position, which was expressed, for example, in a right-wing magazine called Chronicles. You can Google it, Chronicles, What Next for the Right by Michael Rechtenwald. And you'll see that in there he counsels a Republican president to seal the border, evict all illegal immigrants, and finish the wall, which is essentially Dave's position as well. They're both fierce advocates of this system. So Dave, now it's even worse though for Rechtenwald. Rechtenwald wants each state to be able to have border controls around each state. I'm not sure Dave goes that far or not, but with that kind of position, I mean, you're looking at, if Rechtenwald were to win the nomination at 0.01, maybe 0.02, Americans are never going to vote for a candidate that's going to abandon America's system of domestic open borders. I mean, you're free to travel across state lines without meeting the border guard, and Rechtenwald's position is, well, that will end under his philosophy of state border controls all around the state, run by the state. But in any event, Dave has now popped back up and said he's endorsed Rechtenwald for the party nomination, but he's not saying let Rechtenwald participate in the Trump-Kennedy debate. He's now circumvented and undercut his own candidate and say, no, I want to be the one for the official party representative to participate in this debate if it happens. And I have no doubts that the party hierarchy would defer to him. I mean, he has a lot of influence in the party hierarchy. So you'd have a guy that's not seeking the Libertarian Party presidential nomination participating in this debate. Like I say, the circus is coming to town. Now, I want to play this out though, because I know Dave. Okay, I've known Dave for quite some time. I know what his position is on immigration, and I know what his position is on Republicans and Republican lights, and so which are libertarians who favor Republican positions. And so I want to play this out as to how this debate would play out with Dave and with Trump and Kennedy, because as I've written in a long series of articles on Substack a little over a year ago, that what Republican lights in our party don't realize is that if they were to get into a debate with a Republican, they'd have a hard time. And that's simply because there's nothing to debate. There's nothing to argue about. Okay? I mean, how do you debate something when you agree on it? And so I'm going to play this out. This is how it would play out. And, I don't have time to address all the issues, of course, but I'm going to limit it to immigration, which is the burning issue of domestically. It's the big issue in our campaign inside the party. It's a burning issue for Dave, fierce advocate of immigration controls. So this is how the debate would play out on this issue. And this is Dave talking. Mr. Trump and Mr. Kennedy, I want you to know what an honor it is to be on this debate stage with you, with both of you. You have brought us unbelievable prestige and honor and luster and influence. I mean, the American people are going to see this, and they're going to be in awe of our party. And I want to commend Angela McArdle, our party chairman, for pulling this off. This is an unbelievable achievement, and I want you to know I'm so excited to be on this debate stage with the both of you, because you've just been such a big influence on me on this area of immigration. It's just, I just can't tell you how excited I am to be on the debate stage with you. Mr. Trump, sir, what you have done in the area of immigration, what you did as president was just, it was an inspiration for me. I'm so excited to be on this debate stage with you, sir. It's such an honor that you understand about the importance of sealing the border. You tried to seal the border. You had 4 years. You didn't achieve it, but there were still people coming in the caravans and stuff. But you did your best, sir, and I respect you for that. And your wall is magnificent, sir. Just, if only you had gotten elected again, we could have finished the wall. And stop this invasion, sir, because you understand the importance of stopping the invaders. That's the role of government, to stop invasions, sir. And that's why we need the military. And you've been critical to the CIA, and you've opened up my eyes to the CIA. But we need the Pentagon, sir. We need the massive military establishment, and you understand that, because that's the only way to seal the border, is to militarize the border. The tens of thousands of Border Patrol agents, they can't do it, sir. They just can't do it. And so we're on the same page. And Mr. Trump, I just can't tell you what an honor it is to be here with you, sir, and just to be so close to you. it's just so exciting for me, sir. And you get it. I mean, yes, I understand that people don't want to sell their land to build this wall, but sometimes you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. You understand that, and that's what eminent domain is for. We just take their property, we can pay them off. There's no problem. But we got to finish this wall, sir. We got to seal this border. And we got to stop this invasion. Yes, sir. And we got to get rid of all these illegal immigrants. There's 10 or 12 million. We don't know exactly how many, but these are invaders. They're you don't know who they could be terrorists, sir. They could be terrorists or drug dealers or whatever. And we got to ferret them out. And that means an investigation. Yes, I understand that, but that's what ICE is for. Immigration Customs Enforcement and the other aspects of the Border Patrol and so forth. We can ferret these out. I mean, we can get people to turn people in that are suspected of being illegal immigrants, and we can do this, and we got to do this. And I just want you to know that. I want you to know, sir. I want you to know something else. You're not the first Republican I get excited about. There was a Republican running for U.S. Senate in Arizona, and I endorsed him. Yes, sir, because he was a libertarian. Because this is what people don't understand, is that a freedom-oriented Republican is a libertarian. That's why we've had established a revolving door with the Republican Party and the Libertarian Party, where Republicans come and go and come and go, but they're freedom-oriented Republicans. They're not just any Republicans. They're freedom-leaning Republicans. And so I endorsed Blake Masters over the Libertarian Party candidate because Blake was a libertarian. Yeah, absolutely, he was a libertarian. Oh, I got to tell you something else we did, sir, that you'll be really proud and pleased with us. That right after we took over the convention, in what was called the Reno Reset Convention in Reno a couple of years ago, the right wing took it over. And we immediately, the party hierarchy, recruited 2 Republicans, liberty-leaning Republicans, for State House to come over and run as libertarians. And we were funding their campaigns. And sir, we vetted them. They were both libertarians. And guess what? One of them wore a MAGA hat. She was a super Trumpster, sir. One of your greatest followers. Yes, sir. She was one of your followers, which is how we knew she was a libertarian. Because you're a libertarian, Mr. Trump, and you're one of us, sir. And it's just fantastic, sir. I am so excited to be on this debate stage with you. It's just such an honor. You have brought so much prestige to our party by being here, and I want to thank you, sir, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this debate stage with you. It's just, and this is a hard-hitting debate. I understand that, but it's an honor to be here with you, sir. And I want you to know something else, Mr. Trump. I'm ready to serve. I'm a patriot. And if you want me to serve in your administration, I'm willing to take a high post, especially in the Immigration Service. I'm willing to do that, sir, to help you out and to help our country out. Just wanted you to know that. Mr. Kennedy, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to spend all the time with Mr. Trump, but I got to tell you, it's just an honor to be here with you also, sir, because you understand this immigration problem. You want to seal the border, too. You understand the importance of the military and sending the military down there. And when you said that you were not going to let one single illegal immigrant enter this country, my heart started thumping faster and faster. I mean, it's just, I am so excited to be on this debate stage with you, too, sir. You have brought us prestige in this party, luster. I mean, it's just fantastic, and I just want you to know that I'm proud. I'm proud to be here with you, and I'm proud to be here with both of you. This is a hard-hitting debate, but by golly, we can make this immigration system work if we all work together. And thank you very much. Okay, so that's Dave's participation in the debate. Me, this is what I would say if I were in that debate. Gentlemen, neither one of you belongs at this convention. Neither one of you. You're no more a libertarian, either one of you, than the man in the moon is. Okay? A libertarian is a person that believes in freedom, free markets, voluntary charity. Look at what you've done in this area of immigration. You have forced it upon our country a socialist immigration system because both you and your parties are fierce advocates of socialism. This is a system based on the socialist principle of central planning. This is what Ludwig von Mises called planned chaos, which is what you people have brought, both you and your parties, for 100 years. Planned chaos with perpetual crisis and death and suffering of innocent people, humiliation, abuse, detention centers, separating children from their parents. You should know that about that, Mr. Trump. And Mr. Kennedy, you and your Democratic liberal friends say you love the poor, needy, and disadvantaged, which is how you justify your massive welfare state programs. Yeah, how do you reconcile that with your system of immigration controls? These are the poorest people you'd ever find in the world. And what have you and your Democratic friends done? You've jailed them. You've punished them. You've fined them just for trying to better their lives. Both of you ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Look at the police state you have brought to the border. I lived under that police state for almost half my life. I was born and raised under it. Warrantless searches of farms and ranches within 100 miles of the border, and a massive border patrol presence, highway checkpoints, criminalization of hiring, transporting, caring for, harboring illegal immigrants, deportations, raids on private businesses, the destruction of freedom of association and economic liberty and liberty of contract. Y'all ought to both be ashamed of yourselves. And it's not just a control on foreigners. When Americans leave the United States to just go on vacation, like to Cancun or Cozumel, they come back, they're subject to the possibility of a body cavity search. Drop your trousers and your underwear and bend over. Why? Why? Just because an American has left the country, he forfeits his rights to liberty and privacy? Yep, that's your system. And now people have to turn over their laptops and their cell phones to be searched and forcibly required to turn over their passwords on pain of incarceration? This is your system that you have done and forced it upon our land to destroy our liberty and our privacy. Both of you ought to be ashamed of yourselves. What you really ought to do, because you're both the same party. You're two wings of the same party, the welfare warfare state party. And I know there's people in our party that think that Republicans are different. They're not. None of you is any different. It's two wings of the same philosophy, the welfare warfare state philosophy, and it's just musical chairs, trading the presidency and Congress between Democrats and Republicans, and everybody knows nothing changes. It's the same crooked, corrupt system. The best thing y'all could ever do is not only exit this stage, because you don't belong at this convention. Neither one of you belongs at this convention. Exit this stage and exit the stage of history. Just get out of the government. Relinquish control over the government, because all you're going to do is just make things worse than they already are. $34 trillion in debt that you people have forced in on our country. Debasement of the currency. That's what you did, Mr. Trump, when you were president. You just continued these same policies with your stimulus checks, and you're keeping troops in Afghanistan, and your socialist immigration system, and your beloved Berlin Wall, which depends on eminent domain stealing of people's property. Just leave, exit the stage of history, and turn over the reins of government. Relinquish the reins of government to us libertarians. We're the only ones. Libertarianism is the only thing that can pull the government, pull this nation out of the status quo into which both of you and your parties have plunged our nation. Get off this stage and the stage of history. Relinquish the reins of government and let us libertarians put this country back on the right track. The track of freedom, peace, prosperity, and harmony among the people of the world. I'm Jacob Hornberger, Libertarian candidate for president. My campaign website is jacobforliberty.com.